Okay. Hey, hey, hey. How are you? Listen, I know what's going on. I think. I know what's going on. Probably. Something. Oh, okay. Here we go. I know what's happening. Okay. So, we're about to talk prison. Um, this Fulton County thing because I am so messed up about this because mm, I've been to prison and this stuff that's happening in Fulton County, any jail or prison I've ever been in has they're seriously afraid or they don't want to get fined um by the prison authorities, the people that are in charge of, I think it's called the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Super worried about stuff like that and this stuff that's happening on this. Wait, what is happening? And the stuff that's happening in this Fulton County. Where is the Federal Bureau of Prisons that everybody else is super worried about and are afraid of getting fined by, you know? And I understand jail is a nasty place and prison is a nasty place, but not like what's on this paper. Just seriously not like what's on this paper. So I don't understand how this even happened because there is seriously already somebody that's supposed to be handling this. So, those people should seriously be getting looked into. And, what kind of kickbacks are they getting? And nobody's looking into them. And it's like, why not? Who knows? But I do know that we are about to be reading this paper. Why am I on? I don't know what's happening. Okay, hold on. I'm checking my YouTube to see it did this work. See, I don't I don't know why you can't see the other part of me. If I turn it see, even if I do it like that, you can't see the other part of me. I don't I don't know how to fix that. I don't. I don't know how to fix that. Um, is there a changing? How do you change it? Does no one know how to change it? I don't know how to change it. I, well, anyway, I don't know how to change it. So let's do this a little bigger and let's read part 2 of Nikki K the Great Talks Prison. So this is the background. The jail population. Fulton County is the largest county in Georgia with more than 1 million people, just over 10% of Georgia's population. Fulton County is the largest county. It's got 1 million people. That's 10% of the population. It includes most of Atlanta. The Fulton County Jail is the secure detention facility for people awaiting resolution of criminal charges. The entities responsible for the jail is the sheriff's office, which operates the jail, and Fulton County, which funds the jail. The Sheriff Pat LaBelle, sh- he took office in 2021. The seven member Fulton County Board of Commissioners is the governing body for Fulton County. Through the Board of Commissioners, Fulton County provides funding for the jail and maintains the facilities. We just read about some of that, and no, no, where's the oversight? There is a Bureau of Prisons that's supposed to be looking at this. Who paid them off? And it has to be somebody higher than this Lobo, because this jail apparently has been like this for a long time. So do they purposely just skip it because gang? That's some bullshit. They're like, oh no, no, that place is gangs. We're not going there. Okay. The county sets funding levels for the sheriff's office, but the sheriff is independent, elected official whose authority is defined in the Georgia Constitution. So he should be getting paid the same as all the government officials. So why is he taking all the money? Okay. The Fulton County Jail has 4 buildings: the main jail and 3 annex facilities, collectively known as jail. The population is nearly all people with pending criminal charges. It should be all people with pending criminal. No, that's not true, because I think you can only spend like 600 days in county. Wait, what is happening? I think, oh, what is happening? Literally, what just happened? No one knows. No one knows what just happened. Okay. 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 It's back. Okay. So, anyway, you can spend like 600 days in the county prison or county jail. Here it's a jail. There's a difference. But anyway, you're not supposed to spend over 24 months in the county, because that's not a holding facility. They're not even supposed to put you in there for actual bid time, but they do, because you're not criminal enough for prison. But there's nobody that should be there for longer than 600 days. That is insane to me. But anyway, most of them are people waiting for pending charges. And sitting in jail waiting on a court date is the most terriblest thing ever. Because I'm telling you, when everybody went through the Koofy Koof 10+9, that is exactly what it's like sitting in jail waiting on a court date. The exact same feeling. Yep. Because you're sitting there and you don't know anything. You're like, when's my court date coming? Yeah, it's a thing. And you got to wait, wait, wait. It's terrible. That was like the Koofy Koof 10+9. It was terrible. Okay. Anyway, mm, in July 2024, only 2% of the population was serving a criminal sentence. Thus, nearly all of the people held in jail were not there as the result of being found guilty of a crime. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be, though, because you're only supposed to be held there long enough to wait on a court date, or if you're not violent enough for an actual prison, then you get sentenced to there. But you are not supposed to be in jail for a long ass time. And you're supposed to only get sentenced to jail for like 600 days unless you are a repeat offender or a violent offender. It's a thing. Oh, and protective custody because that that's where they try to hide you for a little while. Um, People spend long periods detained in jail. According to an analysis commissioned by the county, nearly one quarter of the population in jail uh, on January 20th, 23, 873 people had been held a year or more. But what it doesn't tell you is, was their sentence to actually be there because they're not violent offenders? Because county prison or county jail, the county, you can be sentenced there for no more than 600 days, no more than 24 months is how long you can be held there. So this is not completely honest. And I should take all of that back because that's how it is in Pennsylvania. But the prison rules are universal. Like it's universal. Like the jail rules are pretty much the same. Anyway, we did our own analysis of the population as it existed on a random day in March 24 and found the average length stay was 279 days. That is almost, yeah, that's not even close to the limit, though. But is this without a court sentence, though? See, they are not totally honest because is this without court orders remanding you to do your jail time in the county because you're not violent, or a a risk or whatever. But let's keep going. And we identified 245 people who had been in custody for 2 years or more. It should not be over 2 years. It should not, but 2 years is the cutoff, though. You can be sentenced to prison time in the county prison for no less or no more than 200 days, 600 days. 2 years is the cutoff for county. If you get sentenced to anything over 2 years, you're going to prison. But if you get less than 2 years, you're going to county. But okay, and again, this is being very misleading. Like, extremely misleading. And again, this shit's kind of allegations and shade. They do not have to be totally honest. But this is a report, this isn't an affidavit. So they should be honest. But again, they're probably writing to people that know Georgia or whatever. Hopefully, they're writing to the Prison Bureau of Investigation or whatever, Federal Bureau of Prisons, because this is their wheelhouse. And this is also written by civil rights people who do not know prison law. So, okay. Okay. I'm going to quit nitpicking, but this is very misleading. We identified 245 people who had been in custody 2 years or more. 14 people had been in jail over 5 years, and one more than a decade. This is bullshit, and this is not, that is not at any point acceptable for a county jail or a county prison, because that is not a place where you are supposed to be for more than 600 days. Because anything longer than 600 days in a place like that with absolutely no freedom. Because I'm going to tell you what, in prison, you get fresh air. In prison, you get to go outside. In prison, there is movement. Although it's very constricted, you can still do it. And putting someone in a jail like this for more than 600 days is not acceptable, because people can't be like that. Because that's when you get shit like men beating each other up and wanting to fight because they don't get to go outside. That's why this jail, not only is it lazy guards and disrespectful ass people running this jail, driving these men to do this, they get no fresh air. They get no movement. They get nothing. All they have is those walls. And those walls are a terrible fucking thing. Even the even though I had a great time in prison, those walls are nothing to fuck with, man. Like, seriously. And if they are putting people in jail in the county for this long, it's like no wonder. It's like no wonder, because this is exactly why they're putting these people in here for a long ass time. Although the longest that you can stay in county is 600 days. And these people are freaking out before 300 days. And that's a bit uncalled for, because they that's a bit uncalled for, and that's people being unreasonable within themselves. So some of that, if really they're not even lasting 300 days, a lot of that shit's a personal choice at that point because that's not even a real prison sentence. It's not even a real jail sentence. So it's like, knock it off. Okay. These lengthy periods of confinement are more consistent with time spent in prisons than jail meant for pretrial detention. That that is the main reason for a county jail. But again, you can also be sentenced to county, but no more than 600 days. So, some of, I mean, actually, they're not more consistent with time spent in prison if they're only there for like 245 days. No, that's about the, that's less than the time you can be sentenced to county jail. Knock it off. See, this is very misleading. Many people in the jail's population have repeat stays in the jail. In June 2023, 764 people booked into jail, or 41% of the bookings that month had more had one or more prior bookings. That's personal responsibility. That is that person's own fault. If you don't want to be in jail, don't get in trouble. Like, knock it off. And a lot of these men, when they end up going to court, that's the first thing they're going to say. Well, I shouldn't have did what I did. And you shouldn't put this in here because a lot of that is personal responsibility. It has nothing to do with anything else other than what they choose to do. So misleading. Black people are represented in the jail compared to the Fulton County population. According to the census in 2024, 91% of the people incarcerated in the jail are black. Yeah, but how much of the population of Fulton County is black? Because I'm pretty sure Atlanta is the most black place ever. From what I understand, it's the most black place ever. So, of course, most of the people in your jail are going to be black. Misleading. This incom- this completely misleading. Wait, wait a minute. 91% of the people incarcerated are black compared to just 45% of the Fulton County population. There, what? I have never, look, I've never seen anything on Atlanta where there are white people. And I might be wrong, but I'm telling you, the TV does not show white people from Georgia. Except for, I think, maybe those Chrisley people. They might be in Atlanta. But I think even all the housewives in Atlanta are black. The ones on the TV. They don't show very many white people from Atlanta. So maybe, I don't know, but the TV definitely makes that place look mostly black. So anyway, apparently there's 45% of the population that's black. Wait. Oh, never mind. Do you see what that says? Only 45% of the people in Fulton County are black, not in Atlanta in general, but the people that go to Fulton County jail, aren't they from outside of Fulton County? I don't know. No, no. If it's Fulton County jail, only the people from Fulton County would go there. Okay. So 91% of the 45% of the people in Fulton County are in jail. Yeah, but how many of those are little kids getting fucked up in one of these gangs? Like that Rodelius Ryan. Like that could be because you don't have positive role models for these children. You have gangs. And because the government likes to break up black families, these children don't have fathers. So their father is the gang, and they will do anything to please the gang. Maybe that's why this population of black people are in jail. So why the black population is so high in jail. It's the fatherlessness. Okay. So anyway, 9% of the people incarcerated are white. 1% is Hispanic, Latino, or Asian in comparison to the population of Fulton County, which is 38% white, 8% Latino, and 8% Asian. Okay, so the black population is larger than the white population. So the TV is not really lying about there's not a lot of white people in Atlanta. That makes sense. Okay. So I don't know. Where am I at in life? I don't even know. Okay. Anyway, where am I at in life? Right here. Okay. Damn. This long, kind of. Okay. A significant portion of the jail's population has an identified mental illness. By September 23, 380 people booked in the jail in June. 20% of bookings that month were placed in the mental health caseload. According to the sheriff, 62% of people have a mental or a substance disorder. The jail's mental health provider identified 272 people in custody at the jail in September 23 had serious mental illness. I want to say something about that. Look, I said it yesterday. A lot of us girls who were in jail would really try to fake mental illness to get you high pills. And we would we would act like we were crazy to get pills because there's nothing else. So we would do that. And there was a lot of us. I mean, eventually they figured out we were faking it, but it worked for a second. So I could understand maybe how this would happen because psych pills are a hustle. Like you get psych pills, you can hustle that shit for sure. Like for soups and snack cakes and sometimes even a t-shirt. They let you buy socks on commissary. So if you can trade a couple psych pills, you can get a pair of socks or something, a couple soups. It is a hustle, and I could see how people would fake it just to get their hustle on. Exacerbating challenges facing the population with mental illness. The demand for competency restoration. The competency restoration services has outpassed the availability of such services in Georgia. When people charged with violent felonies are found incompetent to be tried and meet criteria for inpatient treatment, they are often held in the jail for long periods, awaiting replacement in a state run hospital. This shit is fucking lazy. This is pure laziness from the jail staff because there's no reason this should be happening. Like, absolutely no reason this should be happening. If they are to go to an inpatient treatment center, they already have one of those for the criminally insane. They should have one in like every state, right? It's at the actual hospital. So this is just lazy bullshit. There's no reason that should be happening. Because Georgia is one of only 4 states where the juvenile justice system jurisdiction ends at 16. All 17-year-olds, regardless of offense, are charged as adults. You know, when you're in juvie in Michigan, because I was in juvie in Michigan all the fucking time, you get out when you're 21. You can stay in juvenile hall until you're 21. And then you go to prison or home or whatever. And did you know you can't even rent a car until you're 25? How the fuck are you gonna go to big boy prison at 17? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Georgia is so racist. Like, all of Georgia's rules are really fucking racist. And that is a Democrat city, a Democrat state. And all their fucking rules are so racist. You're putting babies in big boy prison. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay. Anyway, they go to prison when they're 17, regardless of offense, are charged as adults, along with 17-year-olds who have been charged as adults. The jailhouses, 17-year-olds who, because of the nature of their charge or order, were charged as adults at 16 or younger. These children are moved to the jail at 17. In March of 24, there were 37 in the jail, one 17-year-old girl. The average day for people who enter the jail at 17 is a little over a year. The jail struggles to address its ballooning population and overcrowding. At a Board of Commissioners meeting in 22, the sheriff reported that due to overcrowding, there were 366 people sleeping in temporary beds on the floor. The population in the jail was about to reach 3,400, an increase of 600 from the year before. And a Fulton County commissioner described the overcrowding in the jail as inhumane. The increased jail population and strain on the facilities are, in part, a result of court delays following the Koofy Koof 10 plus 9, which is a negative Ghost Rider because it was like that before. See, they put the Koofy Koof on purpose. They put it out there on purpose so they'd have something to blame for their incompetence, kind of like Katrina. Because, that was maintenance. They didn't do maintenance on your levees down there in Georgia. And now they're blaming the 10 plus 9 for their incompetence on the prison. Mm. In an attempt to address the overcrowding, the county sought to speed up cases in criminal courts, including by adding new judges and expanding remote access. Remote access to the courts. The sheriff office also created its own program called the Inmate Advocacy Unit to identify people in jail who need their criminal cases expedited or who could be released, according to the sheriff. As of September 23, the Inmate Advocacy Unit has secured the release of 78 people. It has been a fucking year. And there's how many people? 276. So in a year, you've done 78 people. I did my prison time in less time than it took you to release 78 people. Bitch, you gotta be out of your mind. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Fulton County and the sheriff also transferred many detainees to other counties and facilities at significant cost. What, gas money? That's gas money. Okay. As of March 24, Fulton County and the sheriff were housing 267 people in other counties. And 388 of them were for the YSL Rico. I mean, 388 of them were uh, people at the Atlanta City Detention Center pursuant to a lease with the city of Atlanta. Over the past year, the jail's population has declined because they're too busy working on stupid Ricos. But okay. But they found Rico. Turns out he was imaginary. So, over over the past year, the jail's population declined. Mid-August 24, the total jail population was 1822, and the main jail was 1580, both a decline of 1,000 people from the year before. The main jail's population declined in part of searching for their imaginary friend Rico. I mean, um, it declined because housing units were uninhabitable. In August 24, a presentation to the Board of Commissioners showed. Oh my God. Oh, it's making me so tired because this is terrible. Anyway, it showed 630 jails, and the main jail were offline because j- jail beds are online. Okay, digital beds. Six zones had 216 beds. They had sewage backups. Six zones, 216 beds, were undergoing repair, and six zones, 198, were unavailable due to restoration or repair of critical safety features. The population will likely increase when these units reopen. Wow. Okay. That is crazy. Oh my God. That's fucking insane. How does this happen? Like how? How does this happen? I I I don't I don't even know how. What about the the oversight committee on prisons, the Federal Bureau of Prisons? Why is every prison scared of that but Fulton County? But I want to get Missy on here because she was in a Michigan county jail. She didn't go to prison. She went to county jail for the 600 days because that's all they can sentence you to jail for. If anything over 200 days, you're going to prison. But look, or 600 days, anything over 600 days, you're going to prison. So, you know. Anyway, she was in Michigan County Jail. I was in Michigan Juvenile Hall like all of my childhood because I'm bad, like really bad. And then my adult prison was in Philadelphia. I went to Dar- um Delaware County, uh, Delaware County Prison, and Pennsylvania State Women's Correctional Facility. Yeah. I went from the Michigan jail system to the Pennsylvania jail system. And I also did some jail time here in Ohio. That was a long time ago when I was like 19, I think. It might have been 20. 21 or 22. And then I went to Pennsylvania prison when I was 24. Yep, that did happen. But anyway, I wish I could get Misty on here to talk about county prison. But probably better than I could because she was there for a lot longer than fucking 15 days, 30 days. I think the longest I ever did was 30 days. And county prison and state prison, I did 2 years in that place. But I've been in and out of jail since I was like 13. So I sort of know what I'm talking about a little bit. Well, mostly. Jail is probably the only thing I know better than the Bible. So there's that. uh, so anyway, I want to tell you, learn word magic and know what the fuck you're talking about and keep your head up and your mouth moving. And we are working our way through this document, and then we're going to go back to American documents. And also, if you come back tomorrow morning, we will be here for Das Bible videos. Well, it's me reading the Old Testament, because I'm a sage and all, and I'm awesome. So come and join me for coffee, cannabis, and cigarettes tomorrow morning while we read Das Bible. We have a good time. So bring your animals and come in the morning. And then in the early evening, I have raccoon videos and cat pictures. So check in for that also. Yes, it'll be totally great. So, yes, come back tomorrow morning. It'll be so much fun. Anyway, I love you so much. Goodbye.